Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. It is good to see so many people here. Welcome to our introduction to the Brick by Brick program webinar. My name is Gina. I'm the founder and one of the directors of Play Included.
And
you, Abi.
Yeah, and I'm Abi Dodson. I'm the training and community engagement coordinator again here at Play Included.
So we've got a PowerPoint slideshow for you. Let me just get that up on the screen, and hopefully we can talk you through our lovely program. Okay, so I'm hoping, Abi, can you let me know if you can see the slides?
Perfect.
Amazing.
The technology is our friend so far this morning.
That is good. We'd love to hear where you all are in the world. So if you could type into the chat maybe your job and where you're from, we'd love to hear you. I'm in Cambridge in the UK, just south of Cambridge, in a little village called Duxford, and Abi's more up north, aren't you, Abi?
Yeah, I'm up in Ripon in North Yorkshire. It's nice and sunny just on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales this morning. So yeah, as Gina says, let us know where you're joining us from.
Lovely.
And it's always fascinating to find out as well a little bit about people's roles, because that gives us a bit more of a context for when we're going through the presentation, and obviously then for the Q&A towards the end.
Amazing. So we've got Somerset, Southampton, Australia. Don't know what time of day it is there. Must be. I'm really bad at time zones, but it's quite not. It's not 10 a.m. in the morning like it is here.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you all for making the effort to come and hear about our programme. Try and click on the next slide. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Abi and I can update you on, if you are on a tablet or a phone, it does work better if you use headphones. We are recording the webinar. We're not recording your faces or the chat, but we are recording the session for people to watch back later should they wish to. And we're going to have a few polls, aren't we, Abi, to just get your views. Do you want to tell us about the polls?
Yeah, just a couple of polls that we're going to do. We always like to find out, first of all, whether we've met your expectations at the webinar. So there'll be a quick poll right at the end. And then there'll be a poll in a few minutes just to start to find out a little bit more about your experience of brick clubs. So, and our lovely colleague, Jane, will be rocking and rolling the polls for us.
Yeah, Jane is here in the back end. Hi, Jane. She is going to be helping you with the kind of technology if we need it, and monitoring the chat. So we have a chat function in Teams. So please write, as you are doing now, your comments and any questions that you have as we go through. So there'll be time for questions at the end, but if there are any that pop up kind of during the course of the webinar, then we'll also answer those too. Okay, so just a little overview about Play Included, about us. This is what we're going to be talking about today. A little bit about our organisation and a little bit about the Brick by Brick programme and any questions. And Abi, can you just remind me what time we're due to end the webinar? Because I haven't written that on the slide, so I therefore have forgotten.
I believe it's 10:45, so that we'd allowed ourselves some extra time for Q&A, because we found that over the previous sessions, haven't we, Gina, that we've had more questions than we anticipate, which is always good.
Yeah, we love questions. So we're going to start with a quick poll. So Jane is hopefully going to be able to put a question on the screen for you. Yeah. And ping up in your Teams chat. Do I need to exit the presentation first, Abi?
No, it'll come up. It's appearing now. Oh, Jane, you're doing an awesome job. So if you just select your answers, if for any reason you don't have the functionality to respond in the poll, then please you can just respond in the chat. We just want to know, are you currently running brick clubs?
Marvellous. We have got lots of people responding, most people saying no. which is probably why you're at an introductory webinar.
Yeah.
So that's good. That all makes good sense. Wonderful.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Jane.
That's really helpful for us to know, is that you're very new to this, because some people have come with their own previous experience and they're trying to maybe understand more about how our programme is different to others, but other people are completely new to the Brick by Brick programme and this methodology. So that's helpful for us to know. Thank you for taking part in the poll. Okay, so I should tell you a little bit about us. We are Play Included. We are a community interest company, so that's not a not-for-profit social enterprise, and we were founded in 2018. Our old name was Bricks for Autism, but we've kind of opened up our thinking to believe that, you know, as well as supporting autistic children, this methodology is relevant for many more children. We are lucky enough to be supported by the LEGO Foundation since 2020. The LEGO Foundation are a philanthropic organisation who own 25% of the LEGO Group, and they use their funding to support so many different organisations and charities and not-for-profits who support children with learning through play. So the LEGO Foundation maybe support children in crisis situations or refugees through UNICEF and their partner organisations. And we're lucky enough that they're also supporting us with their knowledge on learning through play, as well as sort of grant funding. We were selected this year. We were super excited to be selected for the 100 Global Collection, which has identified the Brick by Brick programme as among the top 100 education innovations to watch out for in 2023. Okay, so we have the Brick by Brick programme, which is our kind of flagship evidence-based programme, but we've got two other kind of programmes and activities that we have created. Firstly, I'll tell you about building friendships, and then I'll hand over to Abi to tell you about the play at home activities, because that's her baby. So we've been working, I think, post-COVID on thinking about friendships and relationships and social and emotional well-being following the pandemic. So there's some free activities called Building Friendships, and they are whole class activities that you can download from our website, all about playing with Lego bricks and thinking about emotional well-being, connecting with friends and having fun playing together, not focusing on academic catch-up, but thinking about that social and emotional development. And yeah, Abi's been doing an amazing job creating the play at home activities.
Yeah, this is as Gina says, this has been my baby. And again, the play at home activities are all free activities that can be downloaded by parents, carers, relatives, basically to start connecting each other using the power of Lego bricks. We've tried to really focus in on how these activities can support social skills, particularly for neurodivergent children, and how we can help them connect with their families, with siblings, with friends, and develop those friendships. And we're hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to be launching our next 8 activities. So again, as Gina said, there's over 20 activities now, and we've tried to look at lots of different things to cover skills that you might, activities that you can do indoors, things that you can do outdoors. So yeah, some great fun activities. And we also find a lot of Brick Club facilitators use them as starter activities to introduce children into the sort of the feel and ethos of Brick Clubs as well.
Thanks, Abi. Yeah, so do check all of those out and share them widely. Okay, but I guess you're all here to think about the Brick by Brick programme. This is our latest thinking in what we used to call Lego therapy, Lego-based therapy. It's using Lego bricks and collaborative Lego play to give children social opportunities, meaningful play opportunities. So it's a group programme, and it was designed to support neurodivergent children. But as I said, we feel like it's applicable to so many children. And it was what my PhD was on back in 2004 at the University of Cambridge, and we really kind of developed this this programme over many years of experience, both in clinical psychology from me, also from Eleanor Brett, the director of Play Included, who's an educational psychologist, and alongside sort of academics, neurodivergent, autistic consultants, and the LEGO Foundation's Learning Through Play experts. So we really thought really carefully about our programme, tested, tried, asked lots of questions about it. But it's a group programme and it's designed to support neurodivergent children and all young people to have meaningful social opportunities, develop friendships, feel a sense of belonging in the club, and to exercise their social, emotional, and communication skills. So we call it Brick Club. Children build Lego models together in small teams, and through that is sort of carefully created to help them build confidence, build on their strengths, and have fun learning through play. So here's a little video of some young people telling you about their thoughts about brick clubs. Maybe Abby, you can give me a thumbs up just to check the sound works.
Will do.
I'm Andy, and I am a boy who came from Vietnam.
I am Ben for short, and my full name is Benjamin. And this is my mum, Alison.
My name is Thomas, and I am 10 years old. How long I've been to Brick Club is quite some months ago, and I like Brick Club because when I first got into Brick Club, I met a person, and I was very surprised that the person came from Vietnam. It's Dr. Camilla.
I started Brick Club the day it started, so I started it because my mum thought it would be a good idea to help me be more social with other people that I might not know.
The point of Brick Club is you build and play, but it's also like developing your collaborative skills and teamwork. I like Lego because Lego's way too good. Why is good fun? Because they can build up your imagination, and it's good because it can make your hands more handier.
When I'm at Brick Club, everyone is different, so it helps with like stress or like anxiety. The part that makes us learn is because we build together, and that basic not forces us, but pretty much forces us to like be more social with each other in a good way.
It's better than building by yourself because you can like help your teammates, and you can like describe what bricks you need. So it's also like developing language and things like that. The other good things with Lego is because we can build many models such as vehicles. It can build imagination on your head.
I was into Lego a little bit, but now that I've come to Brick Club, I like Lego a lot more because I realised how fun it was. I've definitely made lots of friends with everyone that goes to Brick Club, and it's helped me make more friends outside of Brick Club in school. Like, I've been more social, and I have been not copying what I think someone else is doing, and I made lots of friends in Brick Club, and that's really helped my social side of things.
Coming to Brick Club is the best. You should go and try it out. It's so fun.
Hopefully that gives you a bit of a feel for brick clubs and what the young people say, which I always think is the most important thing. I'm going to try and go on to the next slide. Yeah, I did it.
Oh, well done. And what we'll do as well, I think Jane's got the link. So if anybody had any difficulties watching that, you can go onto our YouTube channel. We've got quite a few videos there as well now, which can be helpful, especially if you're trying to sort of chat to colleagues about it and explain a bit more about Brick Club. It's a great thing. And there you go. As if by magic, Jane's put it in the chat for us. Thanks, Jane.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, do check out our YouTube channel, because we do have some other sort of introductory videos on there, and this webinar will also be uploaded onto there later on too. So we believe that the Brick by Brick program is actually quite flexible, because Lego building has such a kind of wide range of levels, from Duplo right up to really technical Lego building. So it can be adapted for different strengths and needs. In our experience, it works really well with children who communicate using words and children who don't have an additional learning difficulty. And it's really, really important that the adults facilitating the sessions have this playful facilitation methodology. Yeah, I guess we've said that for autistic children, this, Brick Club might be particularly fun if they're really into Lego building. But we know that social and emotional communication development is relevant for everybody. So that's important to bear in mind. For those of you who know about Lego-based therapy and have heard of it before, just a kind of slide to talk through what's different about Brick by Brick compared to Lego-based therapy. So Play Included's Brick by Brick program, as I said before, we've really kind of taken the latest thinking on neurodiversity to make our program really neurodiversity affirming. So we've got the training written by autistic consultants, and we really try and co-create and think together about the program. We've looked at the latest research, particularly on child outcomes and also the importance of training, and we've redesigned the program in collaboration with Learning Through Play experts and the Lego Foundation, and also some leading academics. We're partnered with PEDAL at the University of Cambridge, which is the Department for Play in Education, Development and Learning. And Lego-based therapy, Lego therapy is actually is a term we're not really allowed to use because of Lego trademarks either. So Brick by Brick, I think, hopefully represents high quality and thoughtful, careful work. Because we really care about the children and what kind of experiences they have. So with a bit of an overview on the evidence base here, but just to highlight that next week, our very own Dr. Maggie Laurie, who is our research and evaluation lead here at Play Included, is going to be doing a whole webinar for an hour on research and the evidence for our Brick by Brick program. So do sign up for that webinar. It's on the 15th. I'm sure Jane in the background before the end of the webinar can put a link in the chat for you to sign up. This is open to everybody. It's a a really exciting opportunity to hear more depth about the research and evidence and how that links into using collaborative Lego play. But here are some studies that have been published so far. These ones on this page, there's a mixture of small scale research studies, including my own back when I was Gina Owens looking at my PhD, and it was so there's some kind of small scale studies showing that this approach is helpful for autistic children, some larger systematic reviews of the literature in this field, so collating lots of studies, and those have kind of showed promise, but saying we need some more rigorous research evaluation, and one looking at using this methodology at home with families. So in response to this kind of call for more rigorous research evidence, I've been involved in the I-SOCIALISE randomized control trial, which was one of the first large-scale pragmatic RCTs looking at this methodology in schools. The Lego programme was compared to usual support, and the results showed really high levels of acceptability, that it was very likely to be cost effective, and found a small positive effect of the programme on for autistic children. There's loads more research still to be done. Our own research with the Brick by Brick programme and our kind of updated training and thinking around how best to support children with collaborative Lego play. We've been working with ACT, who have been doing an independent evaluation of the Brick by Brick programme. We're still awaiting the final report, but we've found that the people running the clubs say that children have fun, they're motivated, they're excited, and they feel engaged. That the brick clubs have helped children to make friends, feel more confident, feel less anxious, and feel more able to make their own decisions and choices. And that the brick clubs have also helped families meet other families who share similar experiences and help families learn about autism. So this independent evaluation was in 7 different countries of the world. So it's looking really cross-culturally at brick clubs and how they might be implemented in different places. And just a few quotes from this research and from our the evaluation of the training that Adult Autism also did independently. Some really wonderful feedback there. So I'll just give you a few minutes to read those through. My favourite is the Spanish one, which says, "Me gusta más que la tablet," from Isaac in Mexico. And that means, I like it more than my tablet. So that was pretty awesome.
I think that's amazing, that feedback. Thanks to Jane as well. While you're reading that, you can see she's put you then a link for Maggie's webinar next week, and also a link to find out more about our other webinars and all the training programs that are available with us as well, so that you can get started on your journey. That's about as far as our marketing pitch goes, isn't it, Gina? It's much more about sharing our passion for what we do and how we can support more and more children across the world. I think that's the key for us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so over to you, Abby, to tell everybody a bit more about training.
Yeah, I think this is really for us where the key difference between what we do and maybe other providers do. It's really about focusing on what we as the adult in the room can do to support and nurture the friendships and the social skills that the children are trying to develop, and through that, for us, the training. Oh, now my voice decides to go. Training and playful facilitation really are the key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a little bit more of the journey that you can go through as you're learning your skills with us in the Brick by Brick programme, and how we really deploy those to support the children when we're running our brick clubs. So Gina, if you can, there we go. So these these are the training levels that we've identified. So when we're looking at them at the moment, there are these key levels at the moment. What I'm going to focus on in this webinar is we're going to focus really on the initiate and the facilitator levels, and these are really your 2 key levels for developing your understanding of the programme, but also developing your understanding of your own facilitation skills, because it really is about there is a real unique position for the adult in the room and how they can support the children to take ownership and give them agency to be able to run their own brick club, because ultimately that's where we're going. This isn't about us as adults telling the children what to do. This is very much about the children running their club, owning their club, and we're there to support them and help them when they have challenging situations and help them to problem solve through those challenging situations. We're then looking towards level 3, which is going to be our specialist level, and this is really where we're going to start to focus on working with external experts, but also internal experts that we have in-house here at Play Included to develop specific programs to support particular groups of children and young people. So this might be looking to support children and younger people with a diagnosis of ADHD, or it might be looking at working with children in early years settings. So we're wanting to try and develop the program in that way. Then is the level 4, which is the 4A, which is the trainer, which is where people would then have the ability to become a trainer and deliver our program. And we'll explain how you can use the brick by brick crowing in your own setting in a little moment. And then there's the mentor level, which we're going to look at as well, which is very much going to be about providing support to possibly newer facilitators. Thanks, Gina. So level 1 initiate, I think we're really proud of this training. This is all online, it's self-paced, and it really gives you the background to help you go out there and start to deliver your own brick club. So this is your first starting point. It takes about 6 to 8 hours for you to complete. So it depends obviously on your working environment, whether you're doing this at home in your own time or whether you're doing it at work. But as the slide says there, we've had 95% of those people who've completed it have said it's exceeded or met their expectations, which for an online training program is fantastic to hear. We've tried to make it as interactive and as fun and playful as we can. So there's lots of different ways to interact, but also to share information with other learners at the same time. So we use things like Padlets and stuff like that, so you can share things. We get you to do some Lego building and experience the program yourselves. And at the bottom it says the most important thing for us, over 95% of people would highly recommend the course to others. So I think that for us is a really key start, and it's really about giving you the grounding so that you can go out there, and once you've done the initiate, you can actually start to run your own brick club. So from level 1 you can start to run your own brick clubs, but really for us what we recommend is the level 2. Gina there having fun with some facilitators. Was that over in Denmark, Gina? Yeah. The level 2 facilitator really starts to bring it to life for you. The level 1 is fantastic and gives you that grounding so you can go out there and get on with it. But if you want to really immerse yourself in the program and become a really playful facilitator, we highly recommend people attend the level 2 face-to-face program. It means that you can become a recognised brick by brick facilitator, and it means that at that point you would then be added to our register of facilitators, so that if parents are looking for brick clubs and things like that, they will be able to find your brick club on our register, and you'll be able to obviously connect with people there. 93% of people have taken part said they're very likely or likely to recommend it to others. And I think the main thing we found, wasn't it, Gina, was that when we used to do our programs all face-to-face, a lot of the theory and a lot of the extra stuff we have to go through because it gives you the context as to what you're doing and why you're doing it. We've been able to move that into the online so that this face-to-face course is very much hands-on. You're basically playing all day, but in different ways, whether that be in groups, whether that be sharing experiences, just so many different ways of interacting and really starting to think about how you are going to interact with the children and the best style for you as a facilitator. But just like the program, we're wanting to encourage you to have a flexible, adaptable style for every situation you're going to come across with the children. And I think that's really important, isn't it, Gina? We've really wanted to try and focus on that. And it's great to get a quote there from Alice to say, it was so much fun to experience participating in a brick club and taking it from the child's perspective. And that's the key for us, is putting yourself into their shoes and actually experiencing what it's like to attend a brick club. So that's why we would really highly recommend that people do level 1 and level 2. You have to complete level 1 before you can move on to level 2, but generally people can do that in a relatively short period of time. And if you go onto the website, you can find out a lot more about the training dates that are available across the world. We are gradually expanding over time. We've just launched in Australia. We're also in Mexico and lots of other places besides. So you can take a look on the website and you can find out more there. And as part of your membership, so when you sign up, there's a membership where just at the point of looking at how much we're going to charge for that membership on an annual basis. But when you sign up for your Initiate and then your Facilitator, you automatically get your first year free included in the cost of the training. And that's where you're going to get all your really high quality resources that you can then download and use within your brick clubs. As it says there, we've got them in various languages, but it means they're all branded. Everything's all done there for you. There's some great stuff around checklists to make sure you're getting everything organized. There's language support cards. There's the roll cards, lots of really great ideas and support things, posters and everything to get you all set up and ready to go. You also get access to our free live webinar Q&A. So myself and either Gina or Ellie, we're online once a month, and members of the community, we just basically get together over a hot or a cold drink, and we just sit and chat and we say hi and we find out, share experiences, share questions, and it's a really good supportive community that's growing all the time. And we've currently got over 350 members in our community, and I'll go on to talk about that in a moment as well. So this is how you start your journey, and this is how we'd like you to get in touch with us. I think obviously Jane's already worked her magic and put things into the into the chat for you. In terms of joining our community, it is growing all the time. I think this morning, I think we're nearly up to 360 members worldwide now. And we're finding it is such a supportive community, and it's really helping to develop everybody's facilitation styles. And ultimately, that's the most important thing, because what we're wanting to do is to support children and young people who attend the brick clubs, and for them to continue to thrive and enjoy their love of Lego, because that's what ultimately this is all about. It's about having fun and enjoying being together with others. Is there anything that you want to add to that, Gina? You're just muted. There you go.
Me. Sorry, I'm muted because I didn't want to disturb you, Abby. Yeah, no, I think you're spot on that we really want to not see our training as you've done your training and now it's done. You're going to, we want everybody to continually learn. We're continually learning at Play Included, incorporating what you find in your sessions into our training, and then passing on our knowledge and sharing inspiration, sharing challenges is what we're all about. So any questions? I can see some questions popping up in the chat already. So thank you so much. Jenny, you've asked how many students need to be involved in a brick club? Can it be a small group activity, 2 students? How much Lego do we need to purchase? So lots of questions there. That's fantastic.
Great questions.
Yeah, so as we've said, it's quite flexible and adaptable. You can work in a pair. You can work one-to-one with an adult. You can do it with a whole class, with the children working in little small teams. In a bigger group. I think it depends on the needs of the young people that you're working with. So very much easily can be done as a pair. The focus is really on peer relationships with friends, relationships with socializing with young people. It's not about kind of family relationships. That's where our play at home activities come in. So definitely can be a small group activity. My favorite is about 6 to 9 children. I like that size. That might be my personal preference as a facilitator, or it might be that that's just a nice size for a group dynamic. And I guess, you know, the Lego that you need to kind of to run a club. It depends on how many kids you got in there, but you will need Lego sets with instructions as well as the kind of free bricks. And we talk you through everything that you need in the training. There's a whole kind of section on practicalities and getting started, getting set up. But you need a fair amount of Lego, actually, I would say.
But I think,
go ahead, Abby.
Sorry, Gina. Yeah, one of the things I found is particularly, I know we've got quite a few people in schools and stuff like that on the call. You find that a lot of those random boxes of Lego that you've got tucked away, they're really useful. So if you've got those already, brilliant. They're great for your freestyle Lego. It's just the sets that you need, but you don't need to go and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on your massive big sets. And again, as Gina said, during the training, we take you through that, and you start off with much smaller sets than that.
Wonderful. Claire, you said, would a brick club be suitable for children with complex emotional and behavioural difficulties? So I would say try it out and see, have a think, go through the training and see a little bit what you think. I think it depends again what their needs are, what the goals are. The goals for Brick Club is to kind of support social interactions, to support turn taking, collaborating. I guess there will be emotion regulation in there because things go well and it's exciting, and there's sometimes the model breaks and it's annoying. So there's lots of opportunities for validating feelings, practicing different strategies to manage your emotions. So I guess it depends on whether they like it, or whether they they like Lego building, or whether they feel like they want to come to a club. It should be an optional opt-in kind of club. For us, we haven't done the research yet to know whether this program is effective for different populations of children. Our suspicion is that it can be, but I would suggest everybody's very curious and check things out. If you're going to try it out with any, even with autistic children, it's not going to help everybody, and they might not want to come. So always be curious about why you're doing it, whether the young people are having a positive experience and getting something out of it.
And the other big thing as well for us, isn't it, Gina, is group dynamics. Yes. If the dynamic isn't right in the group, it won't work as well. So there are so many things that you really need to consider, and that's why coming on the training really helps you to. I found when I first did it, you start to have children in your head as we're having the conversations about, think about this, think about that. You start to go, oh yes, now that person I know, they would really value that. Or so you start to piece the jigsaw together as you go through the training. I think.
Yeah. I can see some people with their hands up. I think because we're in webinar mode, I don't think we can sort of switch cameras on and talk to each other. So if you've got a question, if it's possible to type it into the chat, that would be great. But yeah, I don't think it's going to work to kind of just because of the webinar mode that we're in, it doesn't work. Yeah. To open that up.
I think probably just as well, just to while if people are thinking about questions, Gina, obviously now we're running our own brick clubs a lot more, and it's really helpful to us to be able to immerse ourselves in the brick clubs as well. I'm running a brick club in a secondary school at the moment. It's a mainstream school, and I'm doing two very different types of clubs. I'm doing one club that I guess you would see traditionally more as a support or an intervention for children in the school during the school day. But then I'm also doing an after school social club, which is much more just a case of it's an open drop-in session. And that's a new experience for us, isn't it, Gina? Because we think about this as a programme where children would attend on a regular basis. So we're looking at, again, a different way of adapting the programme. And I think that's the thing that I've learned through the sessions that I've run. It's very much about working with and supporting the young people and developing the club in the way that the direction that they want to take it. It's not about this is a set process and this is how you do it and we don't change it. It's this is a framework for you and we adapt it as it suits the needs of the children and young people who are taking part. I started off doing some sets. I know next term they're wanting to do some stop motion animation, which I'm really looking forward to because I haven't done it for ages. But that's what the students are wanting to do. So that's the direction that I'm going to be taking it in. So it's very much about working with the young people, their interests. And as Gina said, you find out a lot more by doing the training.
So right, and you learn by doing, don't you, Abby? That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
David, I can see you put a question in the chat. Do you know whether there are brick clubs in Singapore? Now, we did do some training in Singapore. I don't know whether they're actually running the brick clubs yet or not. I think certainly we've had several participants in our training from Singapore. So yeah, maybe watch out. The Find a Brick Club and Facilitator register that Abby mentioned earlier is part of our website development that we're currently undertaking. So soon, hopefully, there'll be a kind of Find a Brick Club functionality on our website, hopefully by the end of this year. So that will allow you to search for brick clubs in a particular part of the world or a particular area.
But I think also that's what our Facebook community is fantastic for it's a private Facebook group for the facilitators, and it means that people from across the world can connect with each other, and you can actually find people, you know, in a more localized area to you, and start to sort of connect with each other and support each other when you're running your brick clubs as well.
David, are we running any more courses in Singapore? So we did them online actually, so you're very welcome to sign up to the level 1 initiate. That is available around the world, so do sign up for that. At the moment we don't have any plans to do level 2 in Singapore yet, but yeah, do take that opportunity to do level 1. Lynette, thank you. There's a token system. Okay, so is this the kind of points? So this is an optional thing. I guess thinking back to the question on supporting children's behaviour, if you feel like you need and the children are keen on like a behavioural system, I think you can think carefully whether that's right for your group or not, but you might support the children to give each other points or little ticks on a chart if they're showing particular skills that they're working on. So I think that is you can find out more about it in the training, but it's an optional add-on if you feel like it's useful. Often young people are so motivated to kind of build the Lego models that yeah, you don't need these kind of external motivational things. But some kids really love them, and we've made some little brick club stickers. They can collect stickers, little badges, for great communicator, great fun, good teamwork. That's the kind of thing that the token system is all about. But it's not, we're not trying to make it a very behavioural program. It's much more about learning through play. So these kind of tokens are very much optional. We have got, yes, Sarah says we've got level 2 courses in Hong Kong. Nice, Sarah. Yes, we do. So if you need to travel to Hong Kong, we have a trainer in Hong Kong who is running level 2 courses in that part of the world. Stella, more about moving with bricks. Is that the play at home activity? Abby, this is great fun. You can just kind of dance around the room with Lego bricks, making up your own movements. You can download the activity from the website, but maybe Abby, you can explain more.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back because I think moving with bricks was one of our first ones that we did.
It was one of our first ones, wasn't it?
And
it was one of our first ones. Yeah.
It's great because what you're actually doing is it's about copying. So you might just have 2 bricks, and you do an action and then see if the child can copy that action. Sometimes it could be tapping them together, it could be moving with them, it could be touching a part of your body, it could be connecting the bricks together. There's that sort of stuff. And then we've got a new moving bricks one that we're just testing at the minute, which is more about creating a movement sequence. So you have maybe 4 bricks, and you create for each colour brick, you associate it with an exercise, or so it might be sort of hopping, tapping a brick on your head, whatever it happens to be, and then the child creates the sequence, and then we try and copy the sequence. We try and do the sequence together. So there's lots of great things, and that's the thing for us with the play at home activities. It's that fun and using bricks in different ways to what you would normally do. But I hope that helps. I love them, obviously. I'm sort of immersed in them.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we are up for time now. It's 10:45 here in the UK. Just a huge thanks to you all for coming along and for your brilliant questions. We will send round the recording of the webinar so that you can watch it back if you've got any questions. But do look at our website, get in touch with us if you would like any more information about the training. We'll be happy to help you. So please, just Jane, thank you for putting up a little poll. Please, can you just vote to let us know whether your expectations today have been met, and do feel free to give us any feedback in the chat or via email. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully we see you getting involved in the Initiate and Facilitator program soon, and you start your brick journey.
Thanks, everybody.